Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Erin, and today's video is a little unplanned, a little off schedule. So I'm working on a much bigger project video. However, because of the scale of the video, I kind of need to script it and work on it a little bit more. And so I thought I was going to have it out in one day, and it's turning out not to be that. So instead of talking about my video and what's coming up on my channel, I was like, hey, well, I'm seeing a lot of these comments on not just my videos, but on other people's videos. Let's talk about progressing the conversation. So there are people who, if you have an idea they disagree with, they will call you all sorts of rude and disrespectful names. And while I'm personally not offended by it, I know there are people who will be. And if you want to progress conversation to get on the same point, because maybe we don't agree about religion, but maybe we can agree that something's wrong or something's amoral or immoral. To progress that conversation, or to sit there and come to maybe a standoff or an agreeing point, we have to understand there are some things within a conversation that either need to or do not need to happen. So, on my vaccination video, I had a comment that was like, vaccines are a eugenics program. Okay, define that. And it said vaccines are used to sterilize people and all that. And I said, okay, cool. But that would progress the conversation. It's like, hey, I believe vaccines are a eugenics program. This is why. However, on my video involving when I'm dealt with a certain pastor, which I'm not going to name, I've had people call me a reprobate and a sodomite and a witch and all sorts of rude names, and that is not going to progress the conversation to where we can come to any point about anything, because here's the thing. To progress or to move a conversation forward, you've got to stop throwing insults. And don't use caps, don't yell at people. What you do when you hurl insults and insult a person, or you sit there and insult them and you yell at them, you're going to cause the other person to block themselves off, and you're not going to receive the information you're giving, and when you are doing that, you have blocked yourself off. So when you block yourself off, that sits there and says, I don't want to progress the conversation, I have the presupposition I'm correct, and nothing you can do can change that, and you're not getting the information that could say, oh, well, you don't agree vaccines are bad, but here's my research, and then the person who, like me, is a pro-vax person can sit there and say, and the reason I'm doing vaccinations is that's just where I've got a conversation where I could progress a conversation. I don't agree with vaccines. Well, I do. Well, here's my information as to why, and then you can give me your information as to why not. And we're going to agree to disagree because I'm very pro-vax, and I've done more than enough research to say vaccines are safe, including looking at safety and efficacy and everything else. And you've done your research to say they're not, and we can agree to disagree and go our separate ways and stay away from each other because of safety and health for me. Because you can expose me to something and I would stay away from you and avoid you politely to protect myself. And I will always be upfront with that. However, when you call me a reprobate and a sodomite because I happen to live a different lifestyle, I'm not going to interact with you. And that's not just me, that's other people in the comment sections. And obviously there are people who are YouTubers and they will interact, but I personally won't, because you have now closed the door to any type of civil discourse. That is what I am about on my channel, is civil discourse. I will never attack a person or their ideology. Well, I will attack the ideology. I'll never attack a person, and I'm never going to throw insults and yell at them. Because doing that is the dumbest thing you can do, to sit there and come to a point where people can agree to stop the arguments, stop the divide, and stop the fighting. I may not agree with your religious beliefs. As long as you play nice, I'm not going to tell you you can't believe it. Am I going to sit there and say, oh, well, I don't agree with this point that's in your holy book? We can have a conversation. Because notice what I am addressing. A point that is made. I'm not going to say, oh, you're stupid because you believe in this. So that is my little, rant about how to do civil discourse. Now, are other people going to agree with it? No. Are people going to agree with this video? No. And are people probably going to unsubscribe because I'm talking about this? Yeah. But that's okay, because I want to sit there and change the conversation from just being one-sided, atheists are wrong, theists are wrong, and progress the point to where everybody can say, okay, here's what I don't agree with, and we can merge. So, that is my video. All of my relevant links are down below. I don't have anything to source for this one, so there will be no sourcing, but there will be, my Patreon, my Twitter, ways you can get a hold of me if you have anything you want to talk about. And I love you all. Stay happy, stay healthy, and stay safe.